I see this van coming down south on Broad Street. No attempt to stop. I watch it make a hard right where two spots just opened, where I was pointing out at 4:30 there was a Jefferson police vehicle, one of their security staff. Those two officers just left because they were involved in the previous tour I was on, and that creates that opening there. And this van just makes a hard right turn up the curb and into the front doors of the Philadelphia Police Headquarters building, formerly the main doors of the Philadelphia Inquirer, which had been there since 1924 when this building opened. They moved out, 3 years of renovations, $250 million, and 3 years later, the Philly police moved in last spring, and this looked either like a medical emergency or somebody intentionally crashed through those doors. Here is the video. We arrived before any Philly police even get out of the building, and we run across the street, and your first instinct, does anybody need help? Then the person's fumbling around in there. There's tinted windows in the back, and I'm thinking, oh no, what's going to happen next? I don't know. You don't know what, in the way the world is. And, veteran law enforcement officers have been texting me telling me that's how most active shooters enter buildings. So then we let the police handle it, and they get him out of the vehicle. He's yelling, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. You notice he only has one sock on. The officer lifts him up and then trying to put handcuffs on him. And there you go. So let you hear this. We're going to run. I'm going to shut up right now and let you hear that with the sound up, and you'll see and hear what we heard.
Unlock the door! Unlock the door!
He pissed that motherfucking cop off. Or scooped that motherfucker up like a baby. Watch, y'all.
I don't know nothing was going on. I don't know what's going on, officer. Okay, what I'm doing. All right.
You need medic?
I don't know what's going on, man. You want to kill me.
Call for the wagon. Call for the 6-minute wagon.
All right, so he's saying they want to kill me. All right, we just got a brand new headline I just got from a law enforcement source. This is now considered an intentional act by central detectives that are heading this investigation right now. So they're saying this guy did this intentionally.
Wow.
That's the way it looked to me as an eyewitness, because there are no attempts to stop, no skid marks, and just makes a hard right turn right up the curb and into those front doors. So this guy, they checked out at the hospital. He didn't look injured. The airbags didn't go off either, which didn't deploy. I don't know why. But you can see the damage to those front doors where both L&I and detectives. I did a story with the Inquirer. It had the Daily News and Inquirer ahead of that. But it's not used by Philly police now. But somebody who's going to intentionally do something, the police wouldn't probably know that. The Philly police use the doors on the right. It's the same kind of security that you see at the airports now. You got the metal detector in there. You walk through a thing. There's lots of cameras there. And so most of the police enter through the back of this building. Guests enter through that front right door. A lot of police officers do as well. But this person drove into those doors. And again, one veteran officer who heads and is in charge of a lot of the Philly police meetings on terrorism and terror acts said that is how most active shooters enter buildings, through a main doorway like that, and sometimes forcing their way in with a vehicle. So this could have been way worse than it is, but it looks pretty bad now. And get this, this building, though they spent $250 million, $252 million renovating it, notice around the perimeter, there are none of those ballards, none of those concrete planters, none of those sidewalk obstacles that you see around every official building. And this proved that the Philly Police Headquarters was vulnerable to attack. So you're going to expect to see that sidewalk looking a whole lot different as soon as possible to prevent anything like this from ever happening again. Karen,
Yes.
Mike?